What is up, my friends, and welcome to another video. Now, for this video in particular, I was hoping to not play against an absolute gold tier player like Shameless, who is now one of the best Protoss players in Europe. The last tournament, he beat the actual two best Protoss players in one tournament. So, alright. Today we're going to be doing ChatGPT builds. A while ago, when ChatGPT became popular, everyone started using it. They tried, looking for builds. And, well, I don't think the builds were that good, but now I decided to give it another try, and let's say the builds were extremely good, not because the builds are good, but they're just good for content, because they were extremely ridiculous. So for TVP, it recommended me to do a double barracks, double reactor, 8 Reaper drop. Okay, I don't know where it got the medevac from, but that's what it recommended me to do, an 8 Reaper drop into a tank Viking contain. So we're gonna modify that a little bit. So we're just gonna simply, jump the Reapers into the main base instead of dropping them. But we are gonna go for, I think it's at 6 to 8 Reapers. I think 6 Reapers makes a decent amount of sense. We're gonna go for a 6 Reaper run by, and then we're gonna try to do a tank Viking push. That's gonna be the plan for game number 1 here. Now, I'm trying to figure out how on earth I'm gonna afford all that gas-wise. I think I might have taken extra gas already. Looks pretty ridiculous to me. We're just gonna do it. I mean, it's freaking like 2 reactors building Reapers is 200 gas at a time, and then in the middle of that, I'm gonna need to afford a factory and a starport and then make tanks. It's gonna be quite the challenge, that is for sure. Let's see. I don't think I timed that barracks perfectly, actually, because if I want to go for 6 Reapers, I think the first wave of Reapers is gonna finish, and then the second wave is going to start at the same time. So I think we're going to have 6 Reapers at the perfect moment. Now, I do think when you do a build that has a lot of Reapers in it against Protoss, you're always just hoping that you play against someone that doesn't wall the Reaper cliff. Because it's relatively common to do, right? They'll just build a gateway and a cybernetics core here, and then you can't jump up. Then you have to go at the front, and that's where shield batteries and stuff are going to be. So it is not going to be easy. Hey, should I proxy the factory? I kind of like that idea, actually. Could I just...
Not enough.
Otherwise, I don't really... Okay, what I'm doubting here between is that if I proxy it, my attack is going to be faster. If I keep it at home, it's going to be easier to move across. Because if there's stalkers in between the path, it's going to be pretty hard to move across with just Marines, even if I have 1 Viking or 1 tank. Yeah, so this barracks could have been delayed by like another 5 to 10 seconds, but besides that, the timing is perfectly fine. Now, what is interesting is that my opponent has not scouted at all. I would have kind of liked him to scout this because it looks so dumb. And I would have, I just wanted to see his brain explode, basically. Okay, so we're going to go for 6 Reapers. Then we're going to make the factory. And I guess the plan is that we just start making Marines behind this. Okay, well, I'm going to have to dodge that Phoenix. I did not see a wall off at the Reaper cliff. It doesn't look like it is there. So he's not going to see most of these Reapers. He's going to see either these 2. Yeah, okay. He's going to see these 2 or he's going to see 0. Pretty much. Okay, so then I have the thingy over there. Hey, I could have made a second factory with this as well. I think that would have been all right. I don't want to show these Marines, of course. Okay, so I have 6 Reapers. He is probably not going to be expecting this many. Let's see. Okay, exactly. Okay, so he has units over there. I should be able to kill that sentry really fast, at least. There we go. Hey, this run-by is pretty nuts. Can I kill that? Barely? No, barely not. Oh, it's unfortunate. Maybe the grenade is going to be absolute gold. Wait, this attack is crazy, though. Wait, how is this attack so good? What is this, guys? Oh, my goodness. My new build? I mean, I'm not sure about the follow-up, of course, but this is a really good start. I can one-shot workers with this through the battery. That is actual insanity. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wait, how good is this, guys? No freaking way. Wait, I almost didn't even lose a single one. Oh, wow. Okay. What is the next step here? That is a very good question, because it's very far away, the tank. I do have so many freaking Marines, though. I'm wondering, do I really need many tanks, or can I just go with 1? I'm gonna make 1 medevac first, and then a Viking. I think that was the plan. He's probably going for a counter... Oh, no, okay, he's still there. I was gonna expect him to go for a counterattack, because I did kill a lot of workers after all. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna go for DTs or something like that. Hey, he's still at home, guys. I don't want to get too excited, but that was, like, wasn't that, like, the coolest freaking thing ever? Like, they were so... He had 2 units. No, he had 3 units, right? He had 2 Stalkers and 1 Sentry. Like, how cool was that? I'm saving all my scans, by the way, so I don't get accidentally obliterated by DTs. That is the plan. I'm gonna chill these over here. This timing attack looks pretty freaking massive at the same time, by the way. Like, this actually looks kind of crazy. I can't believe he doesn't have vision there. Isn't that kind of insane as well? Oh, okay. I'm gonna cancel 1 Marine so I can make another tank there. I was about to drop a depot, but it just seems like a bad idea. Okay, so we're just gonna go in here. Obviously, we're just gonna kill this pylon, because why not? He's gonna try target on the medevac. We do not want that to happen. Now, he probably clicked his Stalkers back. So now I can go in over here. There we go. 1 shot. Actually, is it a 1 shot? Is it 1 shot, right? They should be, I believe. There we go. Now he's going to go back for the Reapers, of course. And that's when we just simply walk into the main base. Because I am a little crazy like that. Here we go. I'm just going to be chilling over here. Oh, he counterattacked. Wait, guys, that means the pylon's going to die. And then he's going to try blink on my tank. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, exactly. That's what he's going to do, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. He didn't actually get it on the first try. There we go. I do have another... Wait. Is it possible? Oh, no, okay, he was ready for it, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go in here. We're gonna be able to kill all of his probes, but our units are gonna die. This is the big thing here. All our units are gonna die to the Stalkers, most likely, and we just have to make sure that we kill enough probes. That is the plan. Now, we have killed a lot of probes already. Those Stalkers are also pretty much falling, by the way, which is really nice. Now, the probes are gonna come past here. Gonna kill those Stalkers as well at the same time. He's not really gonna have any left, but he is gonna have a base. Actually, can I maybe save one of these Reapers? I don't know if I can kill stuff with this. No, well, I did kill the battery there, I guess. Wait, I think it also told me to expand behind the push, but it was just a little bit... Wait, I hope he does not have... Okay, I'm gonna do something a little crazy here. There is a chance that he took a 3rd base behind this, right, at some point. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to run by these Marines. I mean, he could technically just walk into my base or blink into my base with some vision, but I think I'm going to try it. There's also a gold base over here. I'm making a Liberator, and I really would have preferred it if that Liberator was a Raven, most likely. Yeah. I did know he saw that with the probe earlier, so I'm just going to fly that back. Actually, I can just siege his Liberator into the main base as well. Might hit at the same timing, roughly, which is pretty nice. Now, I suppose we should probably go for a 3rd barracks over here. If I microed a little bit better with the tank in particular, like if I maybe got that tank into the right position, then I think we would have won the game instantly. As it stands, we should still be really far ahead, unless he had the 3rd base. He did not. That is beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to go in at the same time. Basically, that is the plan. He's now going to see that I have that base. We're going to siege it here. Let's see. Probably does not have energy for a recall. Oh, wait. Guys, oh, he's not paying attention because he blinked into the main. He's going to lose every single worker in both bases. Yeah, oh, this is so good. Oh, my goodness. What a... I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. That's so freaking crazy. I saw Shameless on the loading screen, and for a second, my brain had a little bit of doubt. I was like, should I even try this against this guy? And then we did it anyway, and we freaking crushed him. He was almost 6.4k MMR, guys. This is a top 10 Grandmaster on Europe. Like I mentioned in the intro, he beat the 2 best Protoss players in a recent tournament, Hero and Max. Max, he's always been particularly good against Terran, and we freaking obliterated him with this build. Guys... hide your wives, hide your children, because ChatGPT builds are back, and this is insane. Even after game number 1, I already feel like playing a tournament with those builds. Now, once again, let's not get too excited, because it could be a one-off, but absolutely beautiful. Let's go for game number 2. Okay, game number 2 is against a Terran, and we're playing on torches. Now, this is going to be slightly difficult for the build that was suggested, and the build was... Proxy sensor tower. And I'm not even kidding. I know it sounds, you know, dubious, because that is probably something I would do normally already, but it really did suggest it to me, guys. It suggested that I would go for Marine Cyclone Raven with, I don't know, it wanted me to proxy the engineering bay as well. I don't know why, but I'm gonna do it. Proxy engineering bay and proxy sensor tower. And then it had a couple of interesting follow-ups. It said if the chaos, you know, takes over the game, so if the game becomes crazy, I can go for a battlecruiser transition. And otherwise, I could go for a more standard 2-base mech all-in. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, the reason why this map is going to be a little tougher for it is because this map has a ramp on the natural. I feel like I've been talking about that a lot, huh? Especially with the Spinecrawler rushes, and now we're also, you know, talking about it here. I guess it's not as big of a deal. But if I think about proxy sensor tower, what I think of is that you you want to see exactly where your opponent's units are so you can make the right decision to go in, right? Like, you're not necessarily trying to see something. You want to know when you, or like, to scout something, I should say. You want to know when you can go in, but attacking upper ramp is always going to be a little harder. Still, I think it could totally work out, and I guess we're going to have to see. So, I need to get Cyclones. I need to get Interference Matrix for Ravens. I need to get a bunch of Marines, and then I need to stand in front of his base, build a sensor tower somewhere where I can see everything, but he can't kill it. And then we need to figure out whether we go for the Battlecruiser transition or for the 2-base Mech-All-In. I'm actually kind of feeling the 2-base Mech-All-In here, because that does sound both cool and like it could work. Battlecruisers in TVT are pretty good, but it's... You kind of have to rush them, and you teleport into their base when they move out. It's not really so much you can rush them out when the game gets chaotic, because BC, I think everyone that's ever tried to make BCs will know, they're so expensive and they take so long to get out. So, quick swap to BCs, probably not exactly what you want to be doing, but I mean, if the situation calls for it, then we will totally go for that. And I'm gonna move out with my Reaper. This is always a little scary in TVT, especially because I was late. So we're going to have to check if there's a Reaper hiding in the vision bush, so we don't get absolutely owned by getting too close. Get a command center over here, and now we're going to check whether he is going for a double gas or one... Okay, it looks like a Reaper expand. I actually got the first hit off, surprisingly. I'm winning this trade right now. Oh, okay, made a second Reaper. Well, I mean, that's fine for me. But actually, that is really fine for me, because if he made a second Reaper, that means that he delayed his factory. You can't really... Or his reactor, right? It depends on if you played gas first or not. But you can't really go for 2 Reapers with a regular Reaper expand. Like, it's... Well, you can, but it's just not comfortable. So that is, the fact that I killed his Reaper, and now he's scared, and then he also messed up his build a little bit. I would say that's definitely pretty good for me. Now, I do need to get a third gas up ASAP. I guess it can be one of these SCVs, probably the depot SCV that's going to be able to make that gas. And then let's see, Macfield is probably out of the question. I don't think we're going to be able to afford that. I'm going to swap these over to get my Ravens a little faster, get the gas over here. Can I move out? I think definitely so, because of what I mentioned earlier. In fact, ooh, that's a mistake by me. Moving out here is good, because then there's a chance we're going to catch his Reaper when he's trying to get to our base, right? Or a Hellion, or whatever he's going to be able to build. Okay, that's on the way. Let's get the Matrix as well. And then I guess after I get 2 Cyclones or whatever, I'm going to proxy an engineering bay. I guess I might as well send this already. Hey, can you build in the healing zone? Probably not. You can? Huh. Oh, and I need to make another Cyclone. Okay. Does it heal the building? So this is a healing zone. If I can build in there... I mean, it's not particularly useful because, even if you proxy there, it's basically as far from your opponent's base as... it would be if you build it in your own base, but... Hey, it actually works! I can't click... Dude, it's actually hard to click on the eBay. Look at this. Oh my god, that is... Okay, well... Definitely not a useful interaction that we just learned about, but still interesting nonetheless. I could keep one Cyclone at home for like a drop or something like that. I think that is a decent idea. Or maybe keeping Marines at home would be smarter. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go for that. And then this guy is going to build a sensor tower in his face. Interference Matrix is finished. And I guess based on how little his units move, I should be able to tell if something is a siege tank or not. How far is this gonna see? I guess I should build it. I kind of want to build it in between somewhere. But I'm afraid that my SCV die. I'm gonna send a backup SCV. I know it sounds dumb, but I don't want his SCV to die. I need my sensor tower, guys. I'm nothing without my sensor tower. Hey, one thing that's... I'm gonna scan his base. Okay. Oh, 2-on-1? Okay, slightly scary here. Okay, so that's a group of Marines. There you go. That's probably something that I can kill. Exactly, there we go. Now, we have a sensor tower in his face. Wait a second, guys. Okay, we're either about to lose the game or we're going to win instantly. I think that those are the only options. He moved his Marines away from the sensor tower, and I think he probably did that to drop into my main base. So... Oh my goodness, we barely missed it! No, we actually barely caught it! No, we did catch it! Dude, I can't even see those. Please die. No, he's actually gonna get away. Wait, guys, he's stuck! He's stuck! He's dead! The sensor tower! No freaking way! Guys, what is this plot armor? I didn't even lose. What did I even lose? I don't even know. A Reaper or something? Oh yeah, I lost the early Reaper. That's the only thing I lost this game. The Scouting Reaper. We won this game. Okay, to be fair, not entirely because of the sensor tower, also because of the scan, okay? The scan told us it was not in the build, it told us it was going to be a 2-on-1. A 2-on-1, if you see 2 barracks and a starport on a reactor, you know they're going to drop 2 medevacs. My sensor tower saw that his marines moved away. He would not do that if he was going to, like, keep them here, if he was scared I was going to break his natural. So because of the sensor tower plus the scan, I realized he was going to drop us. I found him that is just insane. How did we just beat one of the best Protoss players in Europe with a ridiculous 6 Reaper jump-in into tank all-in build, and then we beat a Grandmaster level Terran because we built a sensor tower in his face? I'm starting to think ChatGPT knows more than me. I'm not quite sure, but I'm starting to feel that way. Let's go to game number 3. Game number 3 is against another Protoss. Now, since we already had a TVP, I had to ask ChatGPT for another build, and this one is... I mean, I'm a little scared for it. I feel like this is one of those builds that could fall completely on its face, but then again, after beating a Protoss with the 6 Reaper jump-in opener, I don't know if we should be afraid of anything. So the build is that we go for Proxy Cyclone and Proxy Liberator, and then the execution it wanted me to do was to make a bunker in front of the natural, and kind of use it as an anchor to go in and kite with my Cyclones from. Which, it sounds like a very cool strategy. The problem with builds like that against Protoss is just that Blink Stalkers at some point they just blink on your Cyclone and kill them. Blink Stalkers really shut down most things in TVP. So in the Reaper game, for example, we kind of killed him before he got Blink with Cyclones. Probably not going to be the case, but I'm still going to try my best, of course. Now, it wanted me to build a Reaper. We could also go without the Reaper. I'm going to send out an SCV so I can proxy the factory. Yeah, so just so you guys know, it also sends build orders with the strategy, but a lot of time the build doesn't make any sense. Like, it tells me to make, like, 2 factories and a starport when I have gas for, like, a reactor. You know, that's the kind of thing it tells me to do in the build order, so I do have to figure out the build mostly for myself. Obviously, if there's an important strategical pivot in the build order, I will do it, right? But, like Proxy Engineering Bay, very important that one was. Let's see, I'm gonna go for a Marine, actually. Okay, it wanted me to go for a Reaper, but I think the Marine is gonna fit better with the strategy. Could always make a Marine after, but I think this is going to be pretty nice. Now, do I cut gas? I need to also proxy a star... Actually, I need a second SCV for sure, right? Just thinking about it. I'm gonna proxy a starport. I need to make a Liberator, a Tech Lab, and a Cyclone. That is about 250 gas, I believe. I think we're gonna be okay, even if I cut a little bit of gas. Maybe I'll just cut one. You know, a little bit of extra minerals can help. I mean, only 11 on minerals was pretty poor. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna cut one more. And then I'm gonna send... Actually, I guess I'll just send this guy. It wasn't supposed to be there, but I might as well send it at this point. Now, we're not getting probe scouted, which... it feels a little sketchy to me. But Shameless also didn't probe scout, so I don't know if that is just a new thing. Now, one thing that's a bit annoying for proxying this bunker is that we can't proxy it until we have the Cyclone there, because 3 Marines are not gonna, like, even 1 Stalker is gonna own my 3 Marines and the SCV. And then if there's a battery, even the Cyclone is not gonna be able to do the trick, so, yeah. Well, I'm a little scared for this execution here. I really feel like this is gonna be one of those, this is gonna be epic or it's gonna be terrible moments. I mean, so far that... Actually, the last couple builds, I was more like... It's way more likely that it's gonna fail, but that it worked, so maybe that's a good sign. Let's see, Liberator, gonna be perfectly in time. Yeah, I went with 2 Stalkers, okay. This is not necessarily bad for me, because this means that my Cyclone is gonna get in here, but the bunker part of this build is gonna have to be delayed. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I have no idea why his 2 Stalkers were there. That's such a random timing to move out with, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so he is doing something a little sketchy. Yeah, okay, I don't know what it is. Proxy Stargate? Proxy Immortal. Okay, yeah, there you go. I knew it was something weird, but I didn't know what... Wait, did he just go for a Proxy Robo Expand? That is what he did, right? He's making a freaking expansion behind this. Actually, I might as well save this one for a little while. Cyclone... Actually, I can probably escape with this if I... Oh, no! If I micro correctly, I did not. I mean, it did say if I micro correctly. I did not micro correctly, so I didn't escape. That's how it be. Now, he's not mining at all right now. I'm making a second Liberator. The problem is, I don't know if I can actually defend this stuff at home. He's gonna lose a Stalker. Yeah, I just knew it. He could have picked it up, but I had a feeling that he was gonna lose it, to be honest. Okay, drop another mule. Now, the mules are very nice. I guess that one is finished by now. So we're gonna go over there. Oh, he's so close to losing another unit over here as well. He's gonna go back. Let's see, Liberators. Oh, I have another Cyclone. I didn't think I had one. Here we go. But then we're going to be able to kill a lot of these workers. There's one Stalker over here. I can just stand near the Liberator zone and there's nothing you can really do about it. Look at that. Okay, it's another worker dying. Okay, now I gotta... Oh, I thought he was going to come back with the prism, but he didn't. I have a lot of units over here. Yeah, currently he is just not mining. How much energy is there on that? Okay, so he does have energy on the battery. Oh, need to make sure that my SCVs keep fighting, of course. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that... Yeah, the Stalker did actually die to the Liberators. Look at that. Oh my goodness, the probes are getting hunted. This is definitely not how ChatGPT wanted me to execute this, but it's actually gonna work. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, realistically, just so you guys know, in this situation... Why is the Robo here? That is... so far away by... Well, I guess once you have the prism, it makes sense. I just thought it was going to be here because it's very close by ground. There's a natural. It's right there. This is very far from my natural, but right, once you get a prism, it's very, very close. But okay, let's look at the situation here. So I lose 4 Marines to the Stalkers. Yeah, or 3 Marines only, actually. Once the Stalker showed up, that was all I was going to be able to do. Now, let's look at his base. What is it? I didn't even realize it. He skipped Warp Gate for the... Hey, that is such a uThermal thing to do. Let's give a shout out to this guy just for that. Skipping Warp Gate is not something any Protoss ever does. He actually skipped Warp Gate so he could proxy robo and expand. That he gets 5 internet points for that, because that's cool. So that's why... I was wondering, like, at some point he's going to warp in a Stalker. That's going to be rough. He had to make it all the way from the gateway. Okay, now I'm not 100% sure anymore, because he didn't have mining. He didn't have Warp Gate, so it's really, really hard for him to do anything. Maybe the situation was actually okay for us. I thought maybe we just kind of outplayed him, and, you know, he was supposed to win, but maybe the situation was not that bad for us after all. Didn't do the best job macroing at home, but we did knock him back, and then he had absolutely 0 economy at home. ChatGPT wins again. Let's go to game number 4. Game 4 is against a Zerg player. Now, to you guys, this might look like an unassuming Zerg player, but I'm pretty sure this is Young Yakov, who is a 6.4k Zerg player, so this is not going to be easy. Now, for TVZ, yeah, this is going to amuse you guys. It actually suggested a build that is not that crazy for me to do at all, and that is to go for the Ghost Hellion opening. Now, it had a couple of very interesting suggestions as follow-up. So if you guys probably remember me doing this at least once, where I make Hellions and Ghost, I go across and I snipe the Queens, right? In some cases, if the Zerg messes up, we can kill them. Otherwise, we kind of just brawl a little bit and then we have to back off. So it suggested me to actually get Cloak with this. Now, just like I said in the last game, I'm not sure where ChatGPT gets the gas from. Especially because most of the time it's on 1 gas, but I'm gonna try. If I can get Cloak, I'm gonna do it. And then the follow-up it suggested, I actually found very interesting, because it said that I could just go for bio by adding 2 eBays and 2 barrackses. But I feel like most of the time if I open with Ghost Hellion, I would go for mech, because it seems kind of unnatural to go into bio from there. Also, Ghosts don't really... Might sound a bit weird to you guys, doesn't really complement the bio very well early on. Like, if you're playing against Roaches, okay. If you're playing against Ling Bane, I mean, Ghosts are pretty good against Lings, but they're terrible against Banelings, especially with the recent patch, and... Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm gonna follow ChatGPT's orders, and hopefully we can make something happen. Definitely gonna go with the Hellion Ghost opening, and then we'll see if I can go for the bio opening behind. It would be very cool if, like, let's say we trade evenly early on, and then we can get into that and see if it's actually a good style. Now, one thing that could be very nice, by the way, is in the recent patch, a lot of Zerg started playing Mutalis, because the Spire was buffed in 2 different ways. It's cheaper and it builds faster. If you have 5 Ghosts already, when your opponent's going for Mutas, that is going to help a lot. Like, Mutas are actually a target that you can snipe very well, so that does sound pretty cool to me. So I guess that is a thing to look out for. If we're playing against Roaches, it could be nice as well. I do think it said if we play against Mass Queen Zergling defense, that then we actually do go for mech. So I guess we're going to try and respond a little bit to what our opponent does. Mech is really, yeah, like I mentioned, feels way more natural to do because with bio, actually the easiest way to explain it is with bio you need to have momentum. And to have momentum, you need all these kind of upgrades, right? Like you need stim, combat shields, 1-1. If you're behind in upgrades, Marines tend to be very poor against Zerglings in particular. And if you do another opening first that is very gas intense, or you just have to make a bunch of extra buildings, it doesn't really feel that good to go into bio. Drop the creep tumor, bro. I'm waiting for it. No? Okay. Look at all this energy. It's only 25 energy, man. What are you waiting for? Drop the creep tumor, my friend. We all want to see it. Probably dropped it now. No, he still didn't. Oh my goodness. This is a very long denial of creep, by the way. Let's see. Can I get it? Am I crazy? I am crazy. Can I? Okay. I was trying to survive my craziness with the best juke of all time. Sadly, not gonna happen. Does it matter that much? No, because we're gonna go with a timing attack ourselves anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna... When can I get cloak? I definitely can't get it now. I tried to make it for a second and the ghost would just take too long to get online. Oh, I don't want to make a third gas already, though. That would be tragic for my build order. I think we're going to try to fit in cloak after the first ghost. That is the plan. So we're going to get cloak now. If there's an overlord, I'll probably also snipe it, I guess. That would not be a bad idea. I could also go across with just one ghost. I think that is kind of nice as well. Second ghost is indeed going to be delayed a little bit, but it is what it is. Like, even with one ghost, you can kill queens relatively effectively, right? So, where would the overlord be? Oh, it's probably on that pillar over there. Okay. Let's see. So the follow-up would be third command center. I guess I'll just keep making Hellions forever, basically. I think that is the easiest way to go about doing damage. I need a lot of Hellions to avoid getting surrounded by just a couple links. It's one of the scariest things about this build. Ideally, you play against... Oh, watch this. Okay, we're here. You better run away. Boom! It's so satisfying to watch a queen just pop like that. Isn't it just beautiful? Yeah, I wanted to go for a scan. Okay, he's gonna try to target the ghost, of course. Let's see. He's still trying to target it. I mean, if he follows me further and further, I'm gonna be able... Exactly, I'm gonna be able to snipe it at some point, right? So that is another queen falling. I do think I have another ghost at this point. So it is links, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm really curious about the bio transition, so I think I'm just gonna go for that anyway. Okay, we're denying the creep tumor. I'm just pretty much scouting to see if I can find anything interesting. Cloak is about to finish, so these ghosts are now going to be able to safely rally across the map, which is nice. Before it wasn't entirely safe, and now it is going to be safe. And now I'm going to make a reactor with this guy, and then we're going to go for the double eBay follow-up. Okay, actually I'm just going to go for some creep tumor snipes here. It's going to be quite nice to do. There we go. Okay, so he's going to go for Banelings. Interesting. See, can I get a snipe off? We are going to be able to get a snipe off. Can I get another snipe off? That's the question. Okay, there we go. Yo, he didn't make a lot of units, did he? Okay. Oh, the cloak. Oh, no, I need to... Oh, yo, hey, that mic... Is it me or was that micro hella nasty? that was pretty good, though. Okay, so we do lose the ghost, but he made a lot of links for it. I am slightly delayed on my engineering base, sadly. That would have been nice. Hey, that micro was actually pretty nasty. How did we get out of that surround? Like, was it me or was that actually kind of crazy? I think it was kind of crazy. Okay, no, not there. Do not block our add-on. Now, we did lose the ghost. Yeah, like I mentioned, you saw the two Banelings blow up the ghost at the end, right? That would not have happened in the old patch. The Banelings are just crazy against ghosts now, so they really blow them up super fast. I do have one more ghost that I could send across, but I guess at this point he's probably going to have a lair. Well, he did make a lot of Banelings for that, so I'm not quite sure if that's true. Actually, let's kill this thing real fast if we can. Use a snipe for it too, so we don't have to stay around for too long. I think that is fair. Now I'm going to have my 1-1 on the way. I hope it died. I didn't see it die, but I have to imagine it did. I got my 1-1 on the way, and then we're going to be able to hit a very strong timing. Can't really afford to keep making... Actually, I'm going to do something a little unusual and fly my factory over there. Really for no particular reason, just, you know, different than I just felt like doing it, really. Oh, I already had this SCV. You know, one thing I'm not that good at is sometimes there's an SCV following another in the mineral line by accident, and I have to, like, you know, I have to, like, zoom in with my eyes, as I like to say, to see if anything's actually wrong there. Okay, so we're going to go up to 60 SCVs, and then we're going to try to follow it up with the brick. Now, at this point, it's hard to say whether we did enough with that. We did... Oh, that's a kind of a crazy move by him, actually, because he's just going to be losing all of those. I'm not quite sure if he thought I was out on the map somewhere. Hello? Do your job, please. There you go. It's actually morphing Banelings over there. It's hard to say whether we did enough damage, because he did, you know, lose a lot of queens, and he made a lot of Banelings as well. I'm kind of tempted to say that we probably did not do enough, but I guess we'll see. If we did, then I'm very excited, because that means that this build is actually pretty decent, because it could have gone a lot better. Like, generally, this map is big. Okay, on big maps, Terran is always going to be a little worse. In both matchups, actually, but especially against Zerg. Because you really want to do damage against Zerg. So, if the build was good enough in that execution on this map, then we actually have a build on our hands, which is very cool. And we're going to have to do a little move out here. This is definitely going to be the scary part. 1-1, I mean, the timing is very, very good, actually. Like, we're going to have 1-1. Combat Shield is going to finish pretty shortly. I'm going to go here to deny some creep. Creep denial has actually been pretty good with this build. These aliens are probably going to die. Yeah, just as I said it, they're probably going to die, but it's a distraction from my side. So, definitely worth it. Oh, actually, he did go for the Mutas. So, does he have anything here? Probably not, if I had to guess. We're going to have to send those dudes back. Okay, so he does have Banelings. Yeah, we don't actually have combat shields yet, so this is going to be a little painful. The splits are obviously good. Are they good enough? I can't see the last Baneling. Okay, we actually did get it in the end. I do have 1-1 on these Marines, so these Marines are pretty powerful. Got a lot of units over here as well. Upgrades, let's see. Gonna try to keep mining from over there. Oh, these Marines are actually gonna massively pop off over here. Those Mutants have done a decent amount of damage, but also not too crazy. Let's get a turret down here. These Marines are not going to die to that amount of links. And there's actually no way. I think he's probably morphing a bunch of Banelings, exactly. And then we are just going to go lift up here. My Marines are still doing a good job at countering those Mutalisks. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're doing so much damage here, guys. Look at this. It's beautiful. We're going to be able to keep killing Lings as well. I can just stand here. I don't know if the Mutas died or survived or whatever happened. Okay, I mean, if he's not going to come, then I'm just going to keep going, right? Exactly. Okay, so he's back now. And we're going to go back over here. I do still have a very decent amount of medevacs here. This is going to be a tight one, guys, because the Mutas are going to take some serious damage. Okay, let's see. I got a bunch more Marines coming in. Got to split those last second. Let's see. There's a couple more Banelings. But, oh, that tank actually... It's not usually what a tank does, but it tanked a lot of freaking Baneling hits over there. Okay, so we're going to be able to kill this base. I did not get my next upgrades. I think, unfortunately, he's a little bit too rich, guys. I cannot lie about it. We have a lot of gas. Mutas are pretty plentiful at this point. I'm just going to try something very YOLO. Nah, okay. I was hoping that he would just be flying here. Yeah, we're going to go back one time. I'm going to repair my medevacs. This is basically... oh, that's what happened to the armory. Okay, well, might as well cancel at this point. We're, yeah, fake going back. We're going to gather a couple of extra units, and then we're going to go again. Probably going to go straight through the middle, actually. And then we're going to see if we can win this game after all. I did mention that Zergs are quite likely to go for Mutas at this point, and he did indeed go for Mutas, so maybe that is a potential strong suit of the build. Now, just from experience, I know that going back here has absolutely no purpose. I mean, we can run around these Mutas forever. I don't think he's really going to do anything. Instead, what we're going to try and do is try to punish the fact that he... you know, only went for Mutas instead of making enough Banelings. I think realistically he was rich enough to make both. But still, we're going to try and go for it. Yeah, his army is pretty massive. I don't know if he has 2-2 yet, but he might. We can do some splitties, but sadly, even my split... Actually, well, I was going to say, not even my splitties are going to win me this fight, but we got pretty darn close there. Does only have 1-1, but that's going to be it for this game. GG well played. It's going to have to be called. Now, let's quickly check back to see how much damage we did, what the drone count was, what the situation was, etc., right? So at this point, he does have 48 workers. He went up to 50. At this point, we killed one queen. As you can tell, his queen count is incredibly low. He's going to go down to 3, I believe. Yeah, down to 3. Then we got surrounded over here. Yeah, that's the problem with the cloak, by the way. Like, the cloak sounds really nice, but you use snipe, and then, like, this one doesn't have energy for cloak. This one doesn't have energy either. So only one ghost could cloak. The rest dies, and this one just dies to the remaining 2 Banelings there, right? Now, if we look at the situation here... he is up by 8 workers. He only has 2 queens. 3rd CC is already finished. 2nd and 3rd barracks almost finished. E-base should have been finished. That is my macro mistake there. I would say that this execution already was very close to getting us ahead, and it really could have been much better. If I would have to do this again, I would honestly just skip the cloak, go for the armory, and then the bio follow-up might actually not be bad. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Very happy with the ChatGPT builds, honestly. They were quite crazy. This one was the most normal one somehow, which says a lot about me as well, to be fair. But a lot of the other builds, extremely successful, extremely crazy. First one, probably my favorite. First two, actually, the proxy sensor tower and the 6 Reaper jump into the Marine tank all-in. This one was also very good. And yeah, fantastic episode. Hope you guys had a good time as well. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you all for the next one. Adios.